Hi, my name is Doug Marshall. I'm president of Hope for the Homeless Foundation. For the past 27 years, my passion has been to help the homeless. In 2019, I asked a group of like minded individuals to come to a meeting where I laid out my vision for helping the homeless, which led to the forming of Hope for the Homeless Foundation. HHF is a 501c3 nonprofit organization with an 8-member board. The purpose of this presentation is to give you an overview of Hope for the Homeless Foundation and how we are truly unique from all other organizations helping the homeless in the Portland area. But let's begin with the obvious. The homeless crisis in Portland is getting worse, not better. You may be frustrated like I am that much has been spent on helping the homeless, but with very little apparent results. And I believe there are 4 reasons why that may be the case. The first problem is that most nonprofits focus on compassionate care, not on the root causes of homelessness. This larger circle represents the vast majority of nonprofits that help the homeless. There are many well-intentioned charities providing food, clothing, temporary shelter, and other services to the homeless. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need to be compassionate to the less fortunate, but compassionate care doesn't solve the problem. In fact, in some cases, it actually enables the problem to grow and fester. The smaller circle represents a smaller group of nonprofits that focus on achieving permanent stable housing for the homeless. Again, the only way to achieve permanent stable housing for the homeless is to address the root causes of homelessness. But the problem is the majority of nonprofits provide compassionate care. There are 3 additional reasons why the homeless crisis is getting worse, not better. Second problem is that many nonprofits have poor record keeping. If you ask them how many people they got off the streets last year, they wouldn't know. And if you can't answer that basic question, how do you know if you're doing a good job or not? You can't. The third problem is that some nonprofits provide housing with no case management, which is a recipe for failure. Providing housing is not the solution. It's a good first step, but without tackling the underlying causes of homelessness, the homeless person will very likely end up back on the streets. The fourth problem is that many times the results are not cost effective. By that, I mean the cost per person helped doesn't make sense financially. So these are the 4 reasons why the homeless crisis in Portland is getting worse, not better. But I believe there is a solution, and the solution is Hope for the Homeless Foundation. Our vetting process is what makes our organization stand out from all the other organizations in the Portland area helping the homeless. Nobody else does what we do. In our first year, we identified 46 nonprofits helping the homeless in the Portland area. 8 of these were approved for an on-site visit, and a vetting score was determined. Of these, we recommended 4 for a vote of our donors, which I'll explain in a minute. But before I do, let me explain our vetting scorecard. The vetting scorecard answers 7 critically important questions. The first question is the most important. Does your organization tackle a root cause of homelessness? And if the answer is no, they don't qualify for a grant. If the answer is yes, then we find out how well they do with the other 6 questions. Do they know the number of people they attempted to help with housing last year? Do they know their success rate with those people? Do they know their success rate after 1 year? Is their effort cost effective? And would a financial grant from HHF impact their results? Some of these organizations have multi-million-dollar budgets, and a grant from us wouldn't impact the results at all. And finally, do they focus on those already homeless or those who have the potential of becoming homeless? Our focus is on those who are currently homeless. We calculate an objective numerical score for each grant applicant, and those who receive the highest score are then presented to our donors for a vote. Donors who give $1,000 or more during the calendar year get to vote where their donations are allocated among the 4 finalists. In our first year as an organization, we awarded financial grants totaling $100,000 to 4 worthy organizations that are doing great work for the homeless. In 2020, we confirmed our model for helping the homeless works. That's what we accomplished last year. And now it's time to scale up. $100,000 was awarded in 2020, and our goal is to increase that amount threefold in 2021 to $300,000. Would you be willing to financial partner with HHF? We believe HHF is the solution to solve the homeless crisis in the Portland area. Here's how you donate to HHF. Thank you.